Hannah here with Pop Culture, and today we have Jennifer and Natalie from Runaway June. Runaway June is releasing a Christmas EP, When I Think About Christmas, on October 16th. So there's 2 original songs on here and 3 covers. And what made you guys decide to do a Christmas project this year?
Well, Natalie and I, now I'm getting my 2 bandmates confused. Have been for a couple of years about doing an EP. We released Sleigh Ride, a single. Gosh, I can't believe it's been 2 years ago, but 2 years ago, and we said, if we ever get a chance to do a full album or an EP, it would be so fun. And so this year, our road touring life kind of came to a halt. And so we're like, this is the perfect time to do it. And we didn't know that Natalie's favorite holiday was Christmas. So I feel like it was a good bargaining chip getting her to join the band. Like, and we're making a Christmas EP.
Yeah, that's perfect. Come join us. We're doing a Christmas.
Yeah.
It was pretty easily convinced, because they were like, yeah, so we're talking about all these things, and we're gonna do a Christmas EP. And I was like, excuse me, what did you just say? We are gonna start with Christmas music? Okay, I'm in.
Awesome. Okay, so the 2 new songs, Jen, I know you had a hand in writing one of them, so tell me about choosing those and putting those on the EP.
Well, so the title track, When I Think About Christmas, is a song that I wrote with 2 of my friends, Josh Matheny and Tiffany Goss, and they're great songwriters. And Josh is like an incredible dobro player. I think probably one of the best in the world, which is funny because in the melody, it kind of almost sounds like a dobro, some of the ways that Naomi is singing it. It's just a country song, but it feels like when we wrote it in the middle of summer, and it was so hot, and we were just wishing it was colder and wishing it was Christmas. And it's just one of those songs that after we wrote it, we were like, gosh, it feels like it's been alive for 50 years. It just feels like one of those songs that's been around forever. So we thought that was a good sign if you felt that way. Yeah. And then the is one that actually Naomi's boyfriend wrote. He's an incredible singer-songwriter, and it is just so much fun. It's such a jam. You just hear it and you just want to dance and sing along. So I feel like we got pretty lucky on our originals.
Yeah, and I feel like listening to the whole thing, it's like Runaway June's sound, like that country sound. Your harmonies are so beautiful. And so obviously there have been so many recordings of Christmas music. So how did you guys go about putting your own spin on it?
Well, we had our producer is just a genius. He did like Christina Aguilera, and not only Christina was this big Christmas one, right?
Yeah, he did Adina's Christmas last year too. Menzel. I always get her last name mixed up, but I mean, they did a big concert at Carnegie Hall. But yeah, he's worked with, some of the biggest names in music. And it was so cool because y'all did Sleigh Ride with him a couple of years ago. So when sorry, allergies are really fun. But when I came in and started working on it, it was cool because just the way his brain works just had us doing all of these fun little harmonies. And I'm such a nerd for that stuff. Like, I got so excited to be able to sing. He'd be like, okay, give me like your best 4-year-old kid on this pass. And so, I'd give like a little kid version, and then he'd be like, all right, give me like your biggest gospel voice you got on this harmony. And for me, like, getting to do some of that stuff, I get so excited about that. And I feel like, as far as picking the classic songs, we were all on the same page. Like, we've talked about that. I don't even know how it happened. Normally you'd think that'd be a long deliberation because there's so many great Christmas songs. But it just kind of came together. And then just the way that we started talking about recording them, it's such a wild thing because normally I feel like you have to really talk stuff out. And I remember thinking early on when we were having some of these discussions, like, wow, this all is coming together so easily, like just the approaches to the songs just felt natural. And we really wanted something a little cool, like haunting about Oh Holy Night, because you hear that classic version over and over and over again. So we wanted to try to do something a little bit different, and bringing the fiddle in helped. And I don't know, it was just cool. It was fun. It was exactly what music should be, which was just like, you know, playing around with sounds and you know, it just was cool.
Yeah. Oh, Holy Night is one of my favorite Christmas songs. So I was thrilled that you put that on there. Love that one. But is this just a coincidence? The whole Cry Pretty tour, Carrie released her Christmas album, Maddie and Tara released an EP, and you guys are releasing an EP this year. Like, did you plan that? Is this a coincidence?
No, it was so funny. We actually and hadn't even talked to the girls about Christmas. So it was just a pure coincidence. But gosh, I was listening to Carrie's the other day, and I just fell apart when I heard her little son on Little Drummer Boy. I mean, and I fell in love with him last year just on tour. There's no kid like him. He's so special. And just so to hear his voice come on, I just like, I started crying. I was on the airplane. I was listening to it. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I texted her. I'm like, this is the cutest thing I have ever seen in my life. And she was like, he did so good. I'm so proud of him. I'm like, anyway, sorry, I'm not talking about Maddie and Tay's album, but that one song got me. I'm like, I'll listen to that song over and over and over again. Cutest thing I've ever heard. Have you heard it, Natalie?
I haven't.
You got it's so cute. He starts.
I can't wait. It's like November 1st. I'm going to be blasting all of the Christmas records just on repeat until Christmas Day.
I was going to ask y'all, yeah. Like, when do you start listening to Christmas music? Because I know you had to record it like earlier in the summer. Was that like kind of weird? Where it's like, it's not really Christmas yet?
It wasn't for me. I just kept like, every day I'd come into the studio with a different Christmas outfit on. I mean, but I love Christmas so much. And it was like, it just, in such a difficult year, it felt so good to sing music that automatically brings me joy. Like, you know, Christmas time, you hear that music over and over again, and we're all very aware of the way that music transports you, and not just your brain, but emotionally. Like, you immediately feel something when you hear songs that you love. And so to be able to sing songs that I love and already associate with joy and happiness and family and togetherness and unity, it was such a gift in the middle of such a divisive and uncertain year. You know, it's like, oh, okay, cool. Christmas music is going to make me feel really, really good this summer. And normally I feel like singing Christmas songs all summer long would be annoying, but it was just, this was the best year ever to record a Christmas album. I do think that Christmas is going to be a lot more emotional this year than it even normally is.
Yeah,
definitely. And so, okay, I mean, as a personal request, I would just like a show, like a virtual show, like a Carrie, Maddie and Tay, Runaway June Christmas kind of thing. So like, if y'all could get on that, I would love it.
If we could just work on that.
Yeah, just let me know when it's happening.
I like that.
And so then I just want to switch a little bit and talk about your new music video for your single, We Were Rich. It looked like so much fun, just like the three of you guys having a blast. How did you go about filming that? And like, how did you come up with the concept behind it?
Okay, well, I got to let Natalie talk about it because it's so cool. We actually filmed it in her hometown in Columbia. Wow. And so, like, for me, it was so special being there and, like, meeting her family and seeing, you know, her little town. But, like, I mean, now you got to take it because it's all of the people. All of her people are in our video.
Yeah, I mean, you know, the music video opens on my house, on the house I grew up in and where my parents still are. And my parents are the cute couple in the diner that wave. It was so adorable. It's the only thing that's gotten my mom out of the house in this weird year. You know, she had her mask on the whole time. Then as soon as it was time to shoot, she did her little thing and then she put it back on. But it was just such a beautiful way, honestly, too, to come into this band. I mean, this is my first visual stamp with Runaway June for everybody. And the fact that as we were talking about this song and how important it is to us to be able to go to my hometown, I mean, the man and his son in the car shop are dear friends, and we actually do a Christmas concert for the kids in Columbia every year and have raised money for charities. And there's just so many pieces of my town that I'm so proud of. And the church too is where I got married. It's where I grew up. The pastor that's in the church in the red carpet floors, she was my youth minister growing up, and now she's a minister at the church. It's very representative of all of America, I think, because it's a small town, but it's also right outside of Nashville, which I was so lucky to have both worlds. I got some of the city and got to, work on performing every day of my life, and then go back home to my sweet little hometown every day. And it was just really special and beautiful to get to do it there. I mean, I'm so thankful that I only grew up an hour away, Yeah. It's like the best of both worlds. You get the small town, but you also get the big city.
Yeah, for sure. That is so amazing. And is there any update on new music that's like not Christmas music? Just coming from a big fan.
Yes, we've been writing all year really for album number 2. And it's been so cool because Natalie coming in to the band at the beginning of the year, it's like we kind of get to start over with her on this new album. So instead of her coming in, like in the middle of an album cycle. So it's been really cool to get to do it together. And we just had our first meeting with Dan Huff talking about songs, the first round of songs. So we're really excited.
Awesome. Well, until then, I'll be listening to the Christmas music. When I think about Christmas, you guys be sure to check it out. And thank you, Jennifer and Natalie, for calling in.